signed a deal with Walt Disney and Marvel Studios. It's a $200 million deal.
With who?
Walt Disney, New
Okay.
York, signed an
Mhm.
agreement with Walt Disney and Marvel Studios
Mhm.
to shoot 4 series in New York,
Wow.
based on Marvel characters. It's going to be one on Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage,
Mhm.
Jessica Jones, and they're also shooting a Defenders movie.
Wow.
Um, they're capitalizing now with well, everyone's jumping on board. We talked about that with NBC bringing back Heroes,
Right.
and we were concerned about are they flooding the market? And lo and behold, we got 5 more coming up, and fanboys, nerds, geeks, we all want it. We're jumping on it.
Right. 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 A moment
We're looking
of
forward to
glory.
it. So, so I don't know how they're going to do the Luke Cage and Iron Fist. Remember we talked about that? We were hoping maybe they would
Mhm.
do it like that, a period piece based in the 70s.
Right.
Like it was in the comics, but I don't know what way they're going to take it because I figure they're all going to tie in somehow.
Hmm.
You know.
And
Oh, and
all.
tonight, Shield. You got Lady Sif on Shield today.
Okay.
The Asgardian from the Thor movies, the
Mhm.
female.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's supposed to be on Shield today. So, oh, Marvel's beginning to make that foray into the small screen.
Right.
They own the big screen right now because also announced, I think, last week, I think it was,
Mhm.
that the Superman Batman movie got pushed back.
Wow.
It's not coming out in 2015. It's coming out in 2016. Now, I I kind of see the reasoning for it because one, it's a little messy what they're doing. They keep hiring. Yeah, every week you're hearing, oh, this guy signed on to play Lex Luthor. This guy signed on. She signed on to play Wonder Woman. But what was it? Superman, Batman? Is this JLA? What's going on?
Right.
I
Right.
think they didn't know what was going on either. You
Right.
know. But
It
I
makes
think the other
sense
reason,
because Batman is so fresh. The last set of Batman
right,
movies so fresh in our minds. It makes
right,
sense to push back if that. And Superman just came out.
yeah,
So, and they
yeah,
still got to build up these other characters. So,
that's right.
if they release these other ones and then the pinnacle is Superman, Batman, and then we have the Justice League, I always thought that would make more sense if that's what they're thinking.
But it's also that they have all these TV shows coming out as well.
Right.
They have the Arrow,
Hmm.
and he seems to be getting. They seem to be pulling a Smallville with Arrow. All these guys from the DC universe are showing up on it.
Right.
Now they got Deathstroke on it, and from Arrow they spinned off the Flash.
Right.
He's coming in the fall. Then we have Gotham that we talked about
Hmm.
with the backstories of all the characters in the Batman mythos, and now John Constantine is in development
I
as a
can't
Power
wait
Man.
for that. To be honest
And
with
I'm
you,
a big
I'm more
Constantine
looking
fan.
forward towards that just because here's a character not as well known. It's not so ingrained in your subconscious. They could be creative, they could do their thing, and we could just move on with it. At least that's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm excited.
Well, I'm just excited. It's just more. I mean, the more the merrier. Join the party. But the other the other concern is what I mentioned in the article was like,
Mhm.
when you had those westerns, Gunsmoke and Bonanza, then you had all those other westerns appear. It was all these
Mhm.
westerns, and then people got sick of it,
Right.
and then they got replaced by sci-fi, Twilight Zone, Outer Limits, all the Lost in Space, Star Trek, and then people got sick of that.
Right.
Then came the talk shows, and people got sick of that. The
The,
game shows, the
right.
variety shows.
The
They all,
reality series. Right.
oh God, I forgot about that. I think that was a purposely mental block.
Well,
Can't
before
too many of them.
before we get off of DC, since we're here, um, let's talk about War and Doom. I
Yeah, which
thought
one am I talking about first? 'Cause
um, let's go with War.
War. Okay, good. All right.
I thought that was awesome. I was really, really impressed, and I think that this particular movie, Justice League War, between War and Doom, but let's focus on War first. But those two animated films will I believe will be the template for when they come up with a live action. What are your thoughts on that?
My thought was this should have been a live action.
Mm.
I think uh, I think on our first show, I think I mentioned that they should just do the JLA, just go in and do it. We don't
Right.
need the origins. You know, it's the only origin they gave was Cyborg.
Right.
Why? Because he wasn't really a Justice Leaguer. He was the perennial Teen Titan.
Right. Right.
He was always on the Teen Titans, and everyone knew the other characters, but they gave his origin. Fine, that's the way they should do it.
Right.
They should be wasting film and our money, giving us another take on the origin. It's like we know it already.
Right. Exactly.
You know? Cyborg this time they gave a twist, where in the comics his father created his suit.
Mm.
Here it was part of Darkseid's technology.
Right.
But then that doesn't go with what we saw in Doom, because you saw his suit was different in Doom.
Right. Right. Right.
The cyborg body in Doom was the one his father built. So there was a little discrepancy there.
Also, I'm going to pull up a picture of something that we both spoke about, which was very interesting. Wonder Woman in this film. How come she didn't know what ice cream was?
I have no idea, because I'm Greek, and I'll give you a little Greek history. They've been eating ice cream since 5th century BC, since the 5th century, and she didn't know what ice cream was?
Right.
Come on, man. Do your homework. Do a little research.
I mean,
It's
just
right.
a little bit. She's
Do a
from
little-
Greece.
It wasn't the soft Carvel ice cream. Okay? It was snow,
Right.
fruit and nectar and honey in it. Okay, but it was ice cream.
Right.
She's acting like she never ate ice cream before. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of
And
weird.
sometimes with her, I liked her costume.
The costume was good.
It was all right, because I always thought about, the original costume, and I'm like, yeah, well, she came from Paradise Island and didn't know the outside world.
Right.
Why is she wearing the red, white, and blue?
Right.
You know? I know it was when it was created, it was World War II was going on, all that other stuff. I got that, but
Right.
I like this. Maybe she could eventually go back to that. Like right now, she's still Diana from her island.
Exactly.
Maybe in the future she'll change her costume, who knows what, to the original one.
Which
You know?
tags on to the conversation we had earlier about the modification of the outfits. Superman, Batman, it was okay. I like Green Lanterns though. His suit
Yeah,
was
kind of like it was a little bit like the movie with all the little glowing and
good.
yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about Captain Marvel and Shazam, so that was a little touchy subject for me.
Right.
Because that wasn't Billy Batson. The original Billy Batson would not have stolen Victor Stone's jersey. He would not have lied or sneaked to get into the stadium. And he certainly would not have bullied those foster kids, calling them morons.
Exactly. That was like
that was
beyond
that's
what
not
he
my
stands
that's
for.
not my Captain Marvel. That's not my Billy Batson. That's not Shazam. I don't know what you're doing with that. And in fact, in the comic book, Shazam, he wasn't even in there. They replaced Aquaman with Shazam for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
In the comic book, this whole story, because this is based on JLA New Origins. Origins for the New 52. You follow me?
Yes.
And Shazam was not in that comic. It was Aquaman, but they replaced Aquaman with Shazam, which surprised me. And what was the other thing about his costume? I like the lightning around it. I thought that was cool, and I like the cape without having those. That the one thing I never liked on his cape was those flowery design. You know, the ropes on top. I'm like, if he doesn't beat you up, he's gonna make you laugh at his cape or something.
So how'd you feel about Doom in relation to War?
Doom. Uh, well, there were a lot of changes in Doom. Um, I know Ra's al Ghul was the villain, and then they changed it to Vandal Savage. And but I did like that the uh, the story. Um, I remember it being longer in the comic book, but then again, they have a limited amount of time to do this, so
Right.
I think they did the best they could, and I enjoyed it, and I like that they had the original voiceover cast from the Justice League cartoons.
That was really cool. They try to
That
keep
was
that
cool.
consistent.
Yeah, and they got Michael Rosenbaum who did the voice of the Flash in the cartoon, but on the on the series. But he used to do Wally West, that Flash. Now he did Barry Allen.
Hmm.
You know. And
So you
funny
know
enough,
what?
do you remember him on Smallville?
No, I was never a Smallville
Oh,
fan.
he was Lex Luthor.
Okay.
He portrayed Lex Luthor on Smallville, and in the cartoon he did the voice of the Flash.
Yeah, well,
So
let's give it a second. We're gonna try to see if we can get Shauna Mills
okay,
connected with us. Also, in the meanwhile, we're gonna show a little clip of some stuff. But we're gonna take a break real quick, and we'll be back. You're watching Eclecticka on Sonic Eclectic.